We know that Mark Carney is preparing for his first foreign trip as Prime Minister. Carney will be in Paris tomorrow and then travel to London. This trip comes as President Donald Trump's tariffs begin and uncertainty looms about a ceasefire deal to end Russia's war in Ukraine. CBC's Anna Cunningham has more from London.
This visit to Europe is certainly being billed as Canada looking to strengthen ties with two of its closest and longest-standing economic and security partnerships. The first stop, as you said, for Prime Minister Mark Carney is going to be at the Elysee Palace in Paris. And I think we can expect President Emmanuel Macron to welcome him with the usual sort of French traditional pomp and ceremony. It's actually not the first time that Carney has visited the Elysee Palace, because back in 2011 he was there as Governor of the Bank of Canada for the G20 meeting. You can see those images there of Starmer and Macron. We can expect to see similar on Monday when Carney arrives. But certainly now as Prime Minister, his office saying the focus will be on a shared commitment to build stronger economic, commercial and defence ties. It's then going to be a quick trip to London to meet with the British Prime Minister Keir Starmer. Mark Carney, of course, a well-known name here as the former Bank of England governor, steering it through those difficult Brexit years. I expect what we're going to see is a traditional handshake outside the door of number 10 Downing Street. We have seen a number of world leaders go through that door recently. President Volodymyr Zelensky was there a few weeks ago. And we're told that London talks will centre on strengthening transatlantic security, the growing AI sector and a strong commercial relationship between both countries. And of course, Natasha, Ukraine is something both the French and Brits are really going to want to talk about. Prime Minister Carney joined that virtual summit Saturday of the Coalition of the Willing, discussions held about a possible united defence force for Ukraine should Russia agree to peace. And we know Defence Minister Bill Blair's indicated Canada could be on board. So I think Starmer and Macron are really going to want to talk in more detail about that. And of course, we can expect the US President Donald Trump's tariffs will be spoken about as well when the leaders meet.
You know, Canada has such a spotlight on it right now. This is rather unusual for us to be the center of so many news stories around the world. And I wonder, with that context in mind, if the Prime Minister, Carney, has any plans on meeting with the King during his visit to the United Kingdom.
Well, Natasha, the Prime Minister's office says it is on the agenda, but the protocol from the palace is that they only confirm after the King has had such an audience. The British press, though, this morning reporting today that King Charles has personally written to the Prime Minister. Now, if that is the case, what was said is unlikely to be made public. Those communications always remain private. Wednesday, though, we saw the King present his Canadian personal attendant with a new ceremonial sword at Buckingham Palace. And remember, 2 weeks ago, he met with former Prime Minister Justin Trudeau. Now, look, as head of state, the King is said to be concerned about President Donald Trump's continued talk of Canada as the 51st state. He was seen recently wearing his Canadian medal. Some saw that as a subtle nod from the monarch, but an audience with Prime Minister Carney would certainly be another pointed moment, I think, of soft political intervention from the King, keeping Canada on his mind.
All right, that report coming from CBC's Anna Cunningham in London.